Welcome to the iconic O2 for the biggest game of netball in England in more than 20 years. That's after a season full of colour and brilliance. In 2025, the players painted a beautiful picture of what the future of netball in England just might look like.
Soldier, keep on marching on. Head down till the work is done. Waiting on that morning sun. Soldier, keep on marching on. Soldier, keep on marching on. Keep on, keep on. Keep on marching on.
Yeah, season 2025 all comes down to the next 60 minutes. Sam Bird might have a young side, but the London Pulse are a team littered with England internationals. They are hoping to achieve something they haven't been able to do, and that is win the title. But they play the side that has set the benchmark for everyone else. The two-time defending champions Loughborough Lightning. Vic Burgess leads her team into a fifth straight grand final as they attempt to secure a fourth championship. Good evening, welcome to the O2. In less than 30 minutes time, we are going to see the two best teams in the Super League this year go head to head. Those London Pulse taking on Loughborough Lightning, two teams, one trophy, and three lovely women who know exactly what it takes to get here and to win. Sky Sports pundit Ebony O'Brien, the head coach of England, Jess Thirlby, and the director of netball for London Mavs, Tamsin Greenway. Ladies, welcome. Tamsin, let me start with you first. You've played on this stage many times. Just how big is this occasion?
Well, it's absolutely huge. You say many times, but never an arena like this for a Netball Super League game. I think we all walked in and were just absolutely blown away. It's going to be packed in the O2. And after a season that we've had, this is such a deserved final.
Ebony, just let us into the psyche, the mindset of the players. They're warming up behind us. What are they thinking?
It's about game time and show time today. I think this is what they've all been working for and waiting for. Such an iconic venue, and both teams trying to create history. London Pulse potentially with their first ever win. Loughborough Lightning with a chance for the three-peat. So they'll be embracing this opportunity and hoping they come out on the right side.
Just give us the point of view from a head coach. Is this at all enjoyable for a coach, or is it quite stressful?
I think it is now, but the hours leading up and the days after your last training session are painful because, dare I say, it gets boring, and your role just becomes around observing your team and making sure they're at that sweet spot from an emotional point of view and that they're just ready to go.
Okay, Ebony, last week we were in Loughborough. We saw the prelim final. After that game, of course, Loughborough beat Manchester Thunder to progress. You said London Pulse tonight are favourites. Explain to us why.
You're holding me to it, Jenna, already.
I am, I don't forget.
No, I think after 12 wins in the regular season, they did win Super Cup. They were the league winners at the end of the regular season. I think in terms of form and the calibre of people they have within their squad, the personalities as well, I think they've just got the confidence, and the growth they've shown over the season really puts them in the primary spot.
Tamsin, I want to pick up on something that Vic Burgess said this week. She said that recent history suggests that Loughborough are overqualified to be the underdogs. I mean, is this fighting words or is it mind games?
A bit of both, isn't it? Look, the reality is Loughborough Lightning have been in this position so many times. So though I agree with Ebony, Pulse are the team this year that looked like they were going to win it from day dot all the way through. When they suffered defeats, they bounced back. The way they've used the whole squad of 10, even the performance in the major semi-final, how they fought back after such a poor start. However, don't take away the fact that, you know, the lineup we'll be reading out for Loughborough Lightning have been here so many times, and that absolutely matters.
Of course, they're going for the three-peat, a historic three-peat tonight. Jess, I'm interested, do you have the defending champions as the underdogs?
Oh, look, I think Vic Burgess is right. You can't call them underdogs. I mean, they're full of winners, and I'm not talking just NSL. We're talking SSN. We're talking Commonwealth Games gold medalists in Jodie Gibson, Beth Cobden. I mean, there isn't a single player in there who doesn't know how to win. So if you were a betting person, you'd have to go with Loughborough Lightning because the facts don't lie. But I think it has to be London Pulse this season, because if not now, my concern is when. You know, that founding group of young players, it's been 4 or 5 years in the making. It took Team Bath 5 years to win something, and I think they are right for that now.
Well, I tell you what, we are expecting a very close game tonight, but let's head over to our favourite kind of cookie, Pamela, who has all the team news.
Well, thank you, Jenna. Well, this is the 4th time these two teams will be playing each other this season. Lots of evidence has been gathered by both. London Pulse on top in terms of defence. The volume of turnover, they average 32 per game, and centre pass defence is table topping. Loughborough Lightning are on top in terms of attack against Pulse. Overall shooting percentage 87% to 81%. Live turnover 81% to 76%. A couple of the areas they focused on this week, they told me. Lightning worked on Pulse's box defence, on whether they set high or whether they sit deep. Also to starve a Liv Sheen of possession. Pulse, they've been looking at Wallace Joseph, her change in how she exits the circle a little bit more, and also Harvey's positioning off the ball. Their awards night last week, they said calm the nerves a little bit. Unsurprisingly, it was Fumi Fidoju that cleaned up on the awards. The relatively new kids on the block versus the old guard. All preparations are done. 2 of the best umpires in Gary Burgess and Louise Travis. 20-minute halftime has been worked on. Both teams are fired up. Now it will be who executes the better and with the greater consistency. It's game on here. And you know, Jenna, we all love a final, right?
I mean, there's absolutely nothing better, is there, Pamela? In fact, the season delivered. We promised a new era of netball, and it absolutely delivered. In case you missed it, we had drama, we had brilliance, we had some unforgettable moments. Zara Phillips tells the story of season 2025.
2025 Netball Super League has been one to remember, marking the dawn of a new era of netball in the UK. This year, the sport began its journey towards professionalisation, NSL 2.0. Squads went down to 10, and the league went from 10 teams to 8, welcoming in 2 new fierce challengers. New era, new rules. And perhaps the most eye-catching of them all, the Super Shot. And it did not disappoint. The season started with the inaugural Netball Super Cup, and the Super Shot was in action for the very first time.
The first ever Super Shot, the first Super Shot in the inaugural Super Cup.
London Pulse took the win over Rhinos in the final, and the London side started as they meant to go on. The early round saw Pulse fly into the lead.
And it is London Pulse who continue in scintillating form.
Fans were out in full force, a few famous faces, and plenty of excitement too. Round 8 brought the drama. Cardiff Dragons took London Mavericks to the first extra time of the season.
No draws allowed.
Oh my gosh, and it goes to Mavericks.
The seemingly unstoppable London Pulse were beaten by Nottingham Forest. And Rhinos versus Panthers proved controversial after a scoring error denied Leeds Rhinos the win.
It's the craziest netball game I have ever seen. Rhinos thought they'd won it after normal time. Panthers thought they'd won it after extra time.
Panthers took the win. A week later, Cardiff Dragons finally secured their first win of the season.
And the roars from the Cardiff Dragons.
The end of the season was closing in, and newcomers Nottingham Forest proved they were a force to be reckoned with. But a round 13 loss to Birmingham Panthers ended their finals hopes.
A result that officially ends Nottingham Forest's top 4 hopes.
Manchester Thunder, London Mavericks, London Pulse and Loughborough Lightning. The final 4 was set and ready to batter it out for a spot in the final. Pure dominance from Manchester Thunder as they dismissed London Mavericks by 30 points to seal their spot in the preliminary final. Then London Pulse and Loughborough Lightning met in the major semi-final. Lightning started strong, but London Pulse completed the comeback of the year, edging out Lightning 50-49 and securing their spot in the grand final. Old rivals Manchester Thunder and Loughborough Lightning had one last chance to battle it out for the second spot in the grand final. After a close first half, Lightning stepped it up a gear and booked themselves a ticket to the O2. 2025 has undoubtedly been a year to remember for the Netball Super League. But now there is one last challenge, the grand final. London Poles versus Loughborough Lightning. Who will take the crown?
We certainly saw some great attack, but my word, some absolutely outstanding defence. And they say defence wins championships. Tamsin, a statement I know you absolutely agree with, and you're going to show us why.
Absolutely, and that means London Poles are firmly in the driving seat. They've let in 115 less goals than Loughborough Lightning this season, and it's all down to their very unique box defence. I want to take a look at this now. Most teams cannot do this because they don't have a Fumi Fadojo, and that's what's interesting. That's what makes it special. So as we play this through here, I just want you to have a look at how narrow they're prepared to play, and also the switch that happens so early. This is Halima Adio, Fumi Fadojo there. They've already decided to switch with Halima Adio coming out onto the goal attack so early, and this is why I say it's unique, because most defences couldn't do it because the goal defence mismatches on the goal shooter. Well, not Fumi Fadojo. 124 deflections and 34 intercepts, and when we pick this up here, just look at the gap they're prepared to have, how physical Halima Adio is prepared to be on the front there, because they know that Loughborough Lightning do not want to put this ball over the top of Fadojo. And then you want to look at the mismatch out on the front here as well. The height difference, 9 centimetres Tyler Orr has on Nat Panagarin. When this ball goes over, and it should really go in the circle, it's a footwork call. Now, it's not just about what they do with it. They're going to win ball. They've won 15 live turnovers the last time they met, but it's what they do with it. In round 10, when they lost that game, they only took 47% of that to goal. When they won in the major semi-final, it was 73%, which is huge. And to do that, they're going to have to beat Loughborough Lightning's box defence. And we're going to play this. It's very, very different as we play this through. It's a lot wider. So when you look at ball landing here, and we talk about active defence, keep your eye on Alice Harvey. She's looking to play this ball. The difference with Nat Panagari and Beth Cobden keeping their players out of the picture and no middle cuts. Now look how early Jodie Gibson goes to shut this down, and Alice Harvey stays in front position. It's a lot looser. Look at the size of this box, but they're quite happy because they're actually structured in where this is going to go. And then it's easy pickings for Alice Harvey. She sees this a mile off, the only place that ball can go to. Now, Loughborough Lightning will, of course, turn over ball, but again, it's what they do with it. And the key for them is the one-pointers. When they lost the major semi-final, they only had 27 one-points. When they won, there was 41 points. They have to service Sammy Joseph Wallace, and they have to be brave on the feed.
Yeah, they certainly do. And I tell you, a matchup that I cannot wait to see is, of course, Alice Harvey, the keeper for Loughborough, up against Liv Cheen, the shooter for Lightning. We saw Alice Harvey, how sensational she was. She was player of the match. Very quickly, Ebony, before we get to the break, just tell us what Alice has to get right to keep Liv quiet tonight.
I think she has to repeat her performance from last weekend. 5 deflections, 2 interceptions, 7 gains. So winning ball outside the circle as well as inside it, but also get into the psyche of Liv Cheen early on, early doors, if she wants to get the Loughborough Lightning team over the line.
And it's going to be a spectacular matchup. That's one of many that we're going to see out there on court tonight. But it is the NSL Grand Final, a record crowd here at the O2 as 10,000 fans descend on this famous location to witness a little bit of history. Welcome back to the O2 for the 2025 Netball Super League Grand Final. We can, in a moment's time, head out onto court with this incredible access that we have here. And we can speak to the captain of London Pulse, Zara Everett. Zara, thank you so much for your time. Listen, it's the biggest game of the year on the biggest stage. How are the nerves?
Sorry, 1 second. Yeah, non-7, yeah. Yeah, they're pretty, to be honest, I think we're just excited to play. We've been here for a while, so yeah, we can't wait to show this crowd what we can do and really put the pressure on early.
Do you approach this game the same way you approached the major semi?
Yeah, I think so. Obviously, we've had a bit of a gap compared to Loughborough, but we've been training really hard the last couple of weeks, maintaining those connections. And for us, this is just another game. We just want to maintain our processes, look after each other, look after the ball.
Okay, Zara, you've been here before. You've fallen short, however, to Lightning. Why is tonight going to be different?
This team has just matured so much. We have so much experience now, so much talent, and we're just ready to win this year.
Well, Zara, we wish you the very best of luck. Thank you so much for talking to us.
No problem. Yeah.
Zara Everett there, the captain of London Pulse. She seems so cool, so calm and collected, Tamsin, doesn't she?
Yeah, well, why wouldn't she? You know, they have been here in the last few seasons. They've been building to this moment, as Jess alluded to in the build-up. You know, the very fact there is a young squad, but they've been together for so long. It's almost become second nature. And at some point, they feel like they're going to get across the line. And when you're sitting in a defensive lineup like she is, and the leadership that she brings with players like Fumi Fidoji behind you, you know, there is no real reason to feel nervous about this game as such.
As head coach, Jess, what do you think Sam Bird's final words will be before they run out and try and get their name on that trophy for the very first time?
I think Sam will have said everything she wants to say. I think, you know, I think she seems really calm, Sam, and I think that's reflected in Zara's interview. I think is the belief not palpable? You know, Sam's spoken about how much they believe they're capable. I think Zara just epitomised it. I'm actually quite scared for Loughborough because I think they feel very ready and they're looking pretty good behind us as well.
They certainly do. As I said, they seem very relaxed, very cool, calm and collected. Okay, in 2025, we said goodbye to one of the all-time greats who did it for longer and better than most ever have or ever will.
I got involved in netball quite by chance, really. I was put at the end because I couldn't shoot. I was a bit unco, a bit like Bambi, probably stumbled a few times, but I could catch a ball and I think that was the main thing.
Helen Housby to take the gold medal! England have done it! England have done it! They have made history! They have snatched the gold medal from Australia! They have taken it! They have taken it!
Hi G, Mum here in the back garden. Just want to say congratulations on your retirement. 25 years playing at an elite level in sport is pretty impressive.
Geva, Jeeves, Geva, what an epic career. The end of an era.
Ever since you won that age 16 against Irene van Dijk, you have taken the world by storm.
It only seems like yesterday that you were a bright-eyed 16-year-old coming on your first England tour.
A quarter of a century at top-level world netball is just unheard of.
The most epic career that will never, ever, ever be replicated.
Gloucestershire, Hucklecote, Team Bath, England under 17s, who were just wee ones, England under 21s, and the senior team too.
Literally world's best for so many years, and you are just a sensational person both on and off the court.
To see these girls develop around me is probably the thing that keeps me going and excites me about this sport.
You have inspired so many netballers.
The first time I ever was close to or near Geva, she was actually signing my programme back in 2003 when I went to watch them play New Zealand. And I've still got that programme back home at my parents' house.
You've inspired so many girls throughout the years, including myself.
You really inspire me on and off the court.
Educating young people, supporting young people in those journeys.
I can just remember the first time I knew that I was going to be in a team with you, and it was just crazy and absolute honour.
The little girl in me would be absolutely screaming if she knew I got to play with you.
I just wanted to thank you on a personal note. I feel like I've learned so much from you this season. You've been absolutely amazing to play with.
You paved the way for people like me. I'm so grateful. The sport is indebted to you.
So many people want to be Geva mentor, but there is only one Geva mentor.
Geva Mentor, an absolute trailblazer of the sport. She played more than 300 club games, twice being named the world's best player. We will speak more about Geva a little bit later. But from one of the all-time greats to a great-looking side in Sam Bird's London Pulse. This is the starting seven. They are a team full of England internationals, absolutely littered with superstars. Jess, the big question was who was going to start at GA. Look who she's gone with.
Absolutely. And, you know, Bria, for me, I think she does deserve the starting bib. I think Sophie Kelly was making impact after impact. Sam Bird gave her a chance, couple of starts. Didn't quite seem at home with the starting bib. So I think to revert back to this is absolutely the right way to go. And if I'm honest, they need an informed goal attack, and that could be the difference between winning or losing today.
Okay, well, let's find out what Sam Bird is thinking ahead of the biggest game of the season.
Sam, is this London Pulse's year to lift the NSL trophy?
Well, we'll know shortly, won't we? There's certainly a lot of belief. I think we have to believe that we can do it. You know, we've won the Super Cup, we have won the league. It's in our hands to win it.
What have you done to put it in your hands? What's the game plan? Where are you going to overcome Lightning?
It sounds quite boring, but just doing our brilliant basics. I think just when we've got possession of the ball, really still playing with that ball speed and flair that we have, but nailing the basics. So our placement of the ball, running our feet to the ball, turning fully, all the things we say to every team we've ever coached. But, you know, in this environment, with this crowd and with the excitement, it's really important just to nail those brilliant basics.
Well, Sam, I wish you all the best for this evening.
Thanks, Pam.
All right, that was Sam Bird there, Tams, and we keep hearing the word belief. Is belief enough to get them over the line tonight?
No, it's not, but it will have a massive impact in helping them get there. You know, when you have your first grand final, your first semi-final, you make playoffs for the first time, you suddenly start to think you should be there, and then you have that first loss, or you have that moment where you nearly get there, and then suddenly you want more. And I think that wanting is absolutely huge, and the belief comes from standing next to someone, trusting that they're going to do their job today, because it's not just going to be reliant on one player. They could ultimately win your game, but it's the seven, how they play together, knowing that you are absolutely going to stand up and deliver for me in the highest pressure situation. So you're not just on one shooter, you're not just on one person winning the ball, and when you know that and believe that, the confidence that trickles through the team is huge.
Okay, so that's London Pulse. Let's take a look at the defending champions and the side that they have named. Tamsin, it's the same starting seven that beat Manchester last week.
Yeah, and when you talk about belief, looking at this side, how many times have we read out Beth Cobden, Nat Panagari and Hannah Joseph in a Super League Grand Final? They are the backbone of this side. The Alice Harvey, Shadeen van der Merwe combination has been getting better. They share the load on intercepts. And of course, Sammy Wallace, Berry Neal in that attack end as well are huge for them.
Yeah, she's huge in the circle, isn't she? Okay, Pamela Cookie spoke to head coach Vic Burgess just a moment ago.
Vicky, this will be your fourth final as head coach. Does that ease the nerves a little bit today?
No. No, I think there's always an element of nerves. We've worked so hard to get to this point, and I also think nerves are really good energy. So yeah, I think I spent some time yesterday just trying to take my mind off the fact that we're in the final today, and it didn't work. So yeah, I'm really pleased to be here and excited.
Cleaning the house, I heard. So what's the game plan for today?
Yeah, I think there's an element of being clinical, you know, in whatever we do and executing the game plan well. But I think ultimately in attack, you know, they got us in some really sticky positions last time we played them, and we've really had a look at how we can counteract that and expose them and not allow them to get into, you know, some of their structures that they're really strong through. So really looking at that and making sure we've got enough tools in the locker to be able to execute should they throw anything at us. So yeah, that for us it'll be that real focus.
Well, all the best for this evening in your grand final.
Thank you very much.
Vic Burgess, the head coach of Loughborough Lightning. There are the teams. We are moments away for the biggest game of the season. Never has there been more demand for tickets for a netball grand final than tonight at the O2. Tamsin, you look around this incredible stadium and there isn't a spare seat.
No, it's absolutely incredible. I mean, this is what dreams are made of. When we said we were going to launch a Netball Super League professional league at the start of the year, everyone went, okay. And then you end on something like this and you realise how we've started something unique and truly special.
Okay, we've been saying that London Pulse go into this as favourites, Loughborough Lightning, the underdogs. I know you agree, but who wins and why?
London Pulse win for me because defensively they are just too good. Loughborough having to work so hard to feed the circle. I think that ultimately is what it's going to come down to. It's going to take something very special from Loughborough Lightning to try and beat that defensive unit.
Okay, Tams, and the teams are about to come out onto this court. One of them just 60 minutes away from being crowned champions. We can head up to commentary. Calling this one is Ebony Usoro-Brown. And good evening to Lindsay Chapman.
Good evening, Jenna, and welcome to the O2. The two captains standing side by side in the tunnel, waiting to come out onto this huge stage. The adrenaline is pumping, the fireballs are going as the teams make their move. 25 years since this iconic building became part of the London skyline, and now the O2 Arena welcomes the brightest stars of the Netball Super League in the biggest grand final ever. London is bathed in pink and purple. The fans are flocked here in their thousands to the banks of the River Thames this Sunday, and wherever you're watching, you are most welcome as well. It's a big role for the captain, Nat Panagari, as Loughborough Lightning, wearing those white and pink dresses tonight, go into their puddle. Zara Everett as well she'll have a word or two for her side. So much to think about. Full season behind them, just this big game to play. It's high stakes in the capital as two times defending champions Loughborough Lightning chase the three-peat dream, winning 3 Super League titles in a row. It's never been done. They could reach that momentous milestone this evening. London Pulse, on the other hand, well, they could make history, carving their name on the Super League trophy for the very first time. They'd complete the treble in 25 as Super Cup winners, league leaders and champions. They say to be the best, you have to beat the best. Who will take the crown? Ebony Usoro-Brown, 4 times Netball Super League winner, alongside me in commentary, and I've got the nerves, I've got the adrenaline pumping. You've been there as a player. What are these moments like?
It's literally about knowing that this is our time. It's interesting to see Nat Panagari in the huddle just say, this is our time. Every single team from last October to now have been wanting to get to this moment at the O2. Absolutely iconic.
Well, we are getting ready here for the first centre pass. Ball making its way onto court in just a moment, and it's going to be delivered onto court by the designer Sophie T. Since designing this beautifully colourful ball that uses every colour from every team in the Super League, she says she has been enthralled by the game itself. She's standing there in the middle of Gary Burgess and Louise Travis, our 2 umpires for this grand final. Grand final number 8 for Louise Travis. Grand final number 16 for Gary Burgess. Not bad at all. Huge cheers then erupt at the O2 Arena in London.
Here we go, folks.
The players are bouncing. The fans are ready. The countdown is on. And it's Nat Panagari then, steps into the centre circle to get things underway for us here in London.
Take a deep breath. Here we go. Good patient build-up here from Loughborough Lightning. It's almost like you want to get your hands on the ball just to get that touch. Whilst you're in the arena, feel the occasion. Cobden flirting with that 3 seconds early on. But a great deflection from Adio, hunting outside the circle, and that's exactly how the London Pulse defence would want to start.
They're looking to make those waves early doors. Alicia Scholes on ball. Passes to Briot. Quick moves into their circle as well. You're going to hear some cheers tonight.
Good cake machine, and she gets the first goal of the grand final on the board.
What a huge moment as well, taking the first centre pass away from the defending champions. Showing their intent, London Pulse. Captain Everett comes through.
Interesting just to see the ball speed just slowing down. Both teams utilising the 3 seconds. She not able to hold that one. But Doju does everything she can to try to keep the ball alive. However, Harvey will take the sideline. She finds Cobden. Hannah Joseph just using her body to shield the ball from Everett. Everett called for obstruction. Lightning will want to get this ball into the circle, especially into the hands of that lady young there. Sammy Wallace-Joseph. Great take from the Trinidadian goal shooter. And it bounces out.
Toyed with the post there, didn't it, Ebony? Almost dropped and then fell out. Opportunity though, right on the goal line. There's hands absolutely everywhere.
And Wallace-Joseph makes good for Loughborough Lightning. They lost their first centre pass, however, they converted the turnover. And as Tamsin said at the top of the show, it's all going to be about that in these moments. Well held from Neil. She gets the ball to Wallace-Joseph. And calm as you like, Wallace-Joseph slots another one in for Loughborough Lightning.
That's good work from Lightning just in the opening minutes to keep calm. Their centre pass didn't go their way. Straight back into the game, it's Scholes on ball.
Good to see Sheen outside the circle. She doesn't fancy the shot. A great movement from her along the baseline. Scholes sighting her early, delivering ball. And Sheen really capitalising on the feed.
2 apiece. The story of the season so far, 12 wins, 2 losses for London Pulse, 10 wins, 4 losses for Loughborough Lightning. Well, we finished the regular season, didn't it, in first and second in the table, respectively. Oh, look at the hustle and the bustle.
Wallace-Joseph not settled on the ball at the moment. Great early ball into the centre third, but what a tip from Berry Neal. She slaps her hands on her thighs. Got to remember, she's playing her old side. There'll be a lot of passion. She'll want to get the win with Loughborough Lightning for this 2025 season.
Yeah, you're right. She moved from London Pulse for this season, really enjoying her time. The coaches, the players as well at Loughborough Lightning. Cheeky use of the floor. Players screaming. We want to get involved early doors.
But Fumi Fadoja did 3 different jumps in 3 different directions then just to try and win the ball off Wallace-Joseph. But confidence being shown by Loughborough Lightning early in this first quarter. Great, offloads to Sheen. Oh, and it's
Loughborough Lightning come up ball in hand once again, loose down the court. Consistency, treasuring that ball as well, going to be key over the next 60 minutes.
Good use of the fake of the ball there from Berry Neal. Fake the ball to Panagari. Drew off the in-circle defender. Look at the take here from Beth Cobden. Good hustle from the wing defence. Panagari to Wallace-Joseph. Don't underestimate how important those little connections are. A good feed over Fumi Fadoju. And there's Wallace-Joseph. Sometimes you just need your nerves to settle. You know it's a big occasion. You've got nearly 10,000 eyes watching you. You've just got to settle in the moment.
Absolutely. Don't forget, though, that after finishing first and second in the table in that major semi-final, it was Pulse that came from behind to take the win. So although the scoreline going Loughborough Lightning's way at the moment, London Pulse still absolutely gunning for every single ball.
Good speedy footwork from Joseph. She finds Cobden. Onto Van der Merwe. What's really interesting, Sammy Wallace-Joseph, well, look at Fumi Fadoju.
What a steal.
Absolutely tracked Berry Neal across that baseline.
They know she's a danger. They know she'll come out hunting for every ball she can. London Pulse.
She's taking every other ball at the moment. But patient play here from London Pulse. What I want to see is making sure both these teams, you're in the final. There's no reservation in terms of waiting to the next opportunity. You absolutely have to steal it just like that. Minushin. Here's for Doju on the baseline intercept.
We've been telling the story of the season, and in terms of consistency, these two sides, London Pulse 7 remain from last season, 3 new for Loughborough Lightning, 6 returned, 4 new. And they really have as Barry Neal is home alone. Oh, foot went over the back of the line.
It's really unfortunate. Wallace Joseph did a great job in terms of drawing both Pulse defenders outside the circle. The attention to detail, especially when you're in your final, is really critical. Scholes finds all on the circle edge, and a nice little 1-2 from Bria off the post. Game smart, Flair.
Cheeky. Beautiful use of the post and the step as well. The confidence it takes to let a ball like that go. So easy to go wrong, although it looks beautiful. Just like that, London Pulse forced their way back in, 5 apiece.
Good job, keeping it nice and simple. Loughborough Lightning. What's really interesting to see, if you watch the major semi-final, the ball speed is something that was really alarming to me from both sides. However, both seem to be just a little bit tentative at the moment, just feeling their way. Not wanting to give anything away early doors. But Wallace Joseph, very much in and out of the circle at the moment. Just trying to create that space and that one-on-one opportunity for the ball to be delivered. Great hand there from all.
Every tip matters. That one, an important one, looking to go ahead, London Pulse. Options outside, there goes Van der Merwe.
Great work, and that was because of all the work done on Loughborough, who exited the circle. Harvey and Cobden shutting it down nice and early.
What a season the South African has had as well, working her way into this Loughborough side. One of the new signings for 2025, moved from Thunder. Got to make the conversion though, right, Ebony?
I think Loughborough Lightning have just been a little bit loose in terms of their delivery into the circle in the opening parts of this first quarter.
Oh,
but what a take
Arena.
from Wallace Joseph. Good work from Harvey, and she gets the intercept.
Absolutely pumped. Managed as well in the danger moment to get the pass away. There goes Neal, right on the goal line. Lovely drive. Can she pop it up and in? The time called on the shot.
Second unforced error for Barry Neal. There was foot over the line. Time gone on the shot. They'll need to tidy up in that circle.
Little roll off the body from Everett.
In the centre third, the side.
Bria, look at her reset so quickly. The only change in the starting 7 to the ones that played that semi-final against Loughborough Lightning.
You're moving, goalkeeper. In the 2.
There it is then. The first super shot buzzer of the grand final. Pulse will go again, soft and gentle. Absolutely wild. Can they do it on go number 3? Well, they'll go for the 1-pointer. Can you feel the nerves?
I can feel the nerves and the Weetabix that they had this morning.
Absolutely. A little bit too much on a couple of those.
Panagari to Joseph. Van der Merwe. Just good patient play here from Loughborough Lightning. All stuck on the right-hand side of the court, however. Oh, great to see Adio go on the fly. What a ball from Panagari to find Neil in the super shot zone. And she too can't connect with the post. Neil take the one.
Really interesting choice there. Sammy Wallace-Joseph was waiting for the pass back into the soft and gentle super shot zone. Didn't come. 8 plays 7. 4 quarters of 15 minutes in this Super League Grand Final. There's a break after the first and third. There's a 20-minute break though at half-time this year. That's new. Teams will have to work through that, just as London Pulse are working things into their shooting circle.
Interesting enough, every single shooter was hitting those super shots during the regular season. Comes to the grand final. Is it going to land? And Livsheen, of course, it's Livsheen who nails the first one for the grand final.
The little fans love it, the older ones do as well. Loughborough Lightning, Hannah Joseph. Looks through to Neil. Oh, there goes Jimmy Fadoji. The hand came from Wallace-Joseph. She knew it wasn't on that pass.
But she's got to be sharper, like turn around and utilise the defenders on the third line. At the moment, they're just gifting London Pulse ball, Loughborough Lightning. But London Pulse really capitalising on the opportunity. A great feed from Scholes to Livsheen. Again, she lines up a super shot. This one she overcooks, but a rebound opportunity for Briett.
Well, again, as you say, too much muscle on that ball.
Both coaches are just saying, just take your time, or even just take the ones while you feel way into the game. What a save there from Joseph.
Hit 200 caps this season for Loughborough Lightning. It's her 11th straight season, Hannah Joseph. She knows how to be in these pressure cooker situations.
Good hold of the ball from Joseph. Wallace-Joseph with another miss, and Fumi Fadoji comes up with a rebound. Just seems a little bit uneasy in terms of that Loughborough Lightning circle. Need to find their rhythm. Actually sends that confidence, will send a ripple effect through the team, just as Briett and Sheen are giving London Pulse all the confidence at the moment. Here's the miss. The good rebound position from the likes of Adio and Fumi Fadoji.
Oh, she's been so on point, Sammy Wallace-Joseph, this season as well, shooting at 91% in the 1-pointers and the 2-pointers. You have to get that eye in the grand final. She not happy with the position.
Almost like an eerie quietness in here at the moment. Kind of need to bring the crowd into the game, utilise them. You hear them now on this occasion. You've got Smith there, who was phenomenal in that major semi-final. Joseph gets it to Cobden.
Really need to do work then in this final 30 seconds of the opening quarter. Wallace-Joseph unable to connect. Drifts off the goal line.
I wonder if we'll see a change with Ella Clark. She really made a difference last week against the likes of Thunder. But here, London Pulse.
Less than 10 seconds to go in the first 15. It's Sheen with the split landing. Drops it in. That's number 12. There goes the whistle then. That's time on the first quarter of superb netball here at the O2 Arena. London Pulse 12, Loughborough Lightning 8. Well, Lightning found it difficult in that opening minute. They worked their way back in, but London Pulse have come with a job to do. Absolutely everything to play for. Quarter 1 is done, 3 to go. Let's play. only the Millennium Zone. Remember that, Ebony? The Millennium Zone. The likes of Prince Madonna, World Tennis Championships for USC as well, all being played here, and now London Pulse as well. They have come out firing. Loughborough Lightning still got the smiles on their faces. Do wonder whether any changes will come into this squad in the second 15 minutes. Loose balls off the back line. Mimi Padoju doing her thing as well. Means the London side are out in front. That's Panagari not looking too worried about it. She's been in these grand finals before, knows how to weather the storm. When you look at the players on court, in terms of these two sides, all the players for London Pulse are under the age of 30. 8 of them are in their 20s and 2 are teenagers in that squad. Loughborough Lightning, well, 7 players are 30 all over. And, you know, it's not just about age experience, is it, Ebony? But very different kind of lineups that we've got here. You have to wonder whether London Pulse has taken those years to mature, back on court, quarter number 2. Can the team in pink make it their year? Great work from Beth Cobden.
Interesting enough, no shooter on the court in the first quarter, shooting over 70%. Probably telltale signs of the misses to the pressure of that first quarter. So looking for a much more improved performance in both goal circles.
Definitely had the jitters. The shooters, you can understand why both teams want this so much. It would be championship number 4 for Loughborough Lightning, a first for Pulse. Oh, great hands, intercepting play.
What's really interesting, just the box that Camden talked about at the top of the show. Loughborough Lightning just tentative in terms of putting into that space for the likes of Wallace Joseph under the post. Very Neal off the back line once again, puts the ball back into Pulse's hands. Scholes at the centre line. Nice little 1-2 with Everett moving the ball towards the attacking third.
Oh, every single second used on that ball as well. There she is, the dynamo of the attacking setup for London Pulse. Brilliant. Up and in.
Good work from Nicole Breer. If there's ever any doubt in terms of what the bye week may have done for London Pulse, would they have come off pace? Would they need that preliminary final just to keep themselves on track? And not displaying any troubles at the moment. Breer with an obstruction call.
That's it.
Joseph looking for an option again. Loughborough Lightning all on one side of the court. They find Wallace Joseph. She looks for the offload. She gets it to Joseph. What I want to see is Berry Neal get herself inside the circle a little bit more. You can see Fumi Fadoju and Adio just double marking Tammy Wallace Joseph.
The double winner of the SSN drops one for her side in Loughborough Lightning. There's Beth Cobden once again. Not got a gold medal for no reason.
2 for Beth Cobden in the space of 2 minutes. Sometimes you just need those mavericks, those ball winners, just to keep you pushing along.
5 Netball Super League titles to her name. 3 with Loughborough Lightning, 2 with Thunder as well. And that Commonwealth Games gold. Oh, good work. Came from Breer, picked up the defensive end of London Pulse. Now need the drive, the elevation as well, and the finish.
Good to see Loughborough Lightning fans in the crowd. Pulse just look very composed. Still probably only just one option to the ball, but they're selecting the right one. Britt with ball in hand. Good tracking from Shadeen van der Merwe just to get back on Sheen. They know that's where the ball wants to go.
Well, London Pulse have been in a semi-final or final for the last 4 years, including this one. Every time they've been stopped by Loughborough Lightning. 15-10 the score. They're to the good in quarter 2.
London Pulse just sitting in the space at the moment. Adio wanting to come out and hunt the ball. To see Berry Neal go to post, create 2 threats towards the goal, because if you don't, Bumi Fadoju comes through with the deflection. I wonder if a change is needed in that goal attack position. We know what Ella Clark can do. We saw it against Thunder. She'll take the pressure of Wallace Joseph, but she does have ball in hand. She makes no mistake about it, and a hand tap with her partner in crime for the difference between the two sides. Driving ball to bring it in the pocket.
South African offloads, clever feet as well. Need to go back to the line. The little nod didn't come from Zara Everett. Agrees with the umpire, still in the hands of London Pulse. Or the Australian launches the ball over to her shooter.
Really good patience shown by London Pulse. Cobden finds Joseph, just nothing ahead of her, in front of her. They're going from side to side. Just to maintain possession of that ball. Amanda Merva telling Berry Neal to get towards the attacking circle. I want to see more movement from Loughborough Lightning, very static at the moment. You're inviting London Pulse just to come through on the intercept.
Got a double defence as well in that shooting circle because Neal is out running around. We've got 2 on Wallace Joseph. She holds so on that goal line. Nice work from the player from Trinidad and Tobago. Thoughts of Vic Burgess. So many things running through her head right now, no doubt.
What a ball and take from Lusheen. Good stretch from Harvey. She's been a bit quiet in this. Quarter and a half so far.
Well, it's a 5-goal game. Work to do from Loughborough Lightning. Such a big signing for Vic Burgess. In Sammy Wallace-Joseph. Can you get the throw in here, Loughborough Lightning?
I'd say Adio not pleased with that call at all. Oh, and Somi Fadoju comes in on the front of Wallace-Joseph. Hannah Gary picks it up. That's better from Loughborough Lightning. The backup's also ball side.
Joseph goes again to Neal on the pop through.
What a take from Joseph, the whip to get it round. Got too sloppy on the offload. Just invites Adio to come back in and get a deflection. And again, Adio.
Oh, we've got some octopus arms on court, absolutely everywhere. Clever feet as well. What a beautiful ball through to the goalkeeper, and high five comes as well.
And that was coming for London Pulse, just too static in the circle for Loughborough Lightning. And as I called it, we do see a change. Ella Clark comes in at goal attack. Berry Neal goes to the bench. Just need to see more from the Loughborough Lightning goal attack, being an option inside that circle.
Felt like Vic Burgess gave it all the time she could. Made that change. Cool, calm and collected. Bean under the post.
Clark to Joseph, straight into Sammy Wallace-Joseph. That's a bit more fluent, that's a bit more direct from this Loughborough Lightning side.
Contact with your leg, goal defence.
Ella Clark, 8th season with Loughborough Lightning. She's got work to do on the court.
Don't you just love that as a goal attack when you've got the sweaty arm of the goalkeeper trying to stretch over you?
Use every tactic in the book, Ebony.
I'll take it for the final. Good vision from Scholes there to find Orr in the pocket. What's great to see, we talk about Lusheen just building in confidence and growing over the season. Her game not her game and her game smarts outside the circle just as strong in terms of her presence inside it. Harvey needs to get off the body, run her feet. Just getting stuck, allowing Sheen the baseline. Louise Travers just setting the penalty. Jean will just cross it in once more.
Head though to Pam Cookie. She's courtside. Who's with you, Pam?
Hey, well, I've got two new netball fans, well, one new netball fan. Hannah Wilkes has always been with us, and Phoebe Schechter, she is an NFL pundit, and this is your first netball game, right?
This is my first netball game, and honestly, I am so blown away by this whole experience. From arriving here, I love seeing all the netball mom, netball dad shirts. I mean, the fandom is incredible, and that's not even starting to get to being on the court. These athletes are phenomenal. I may be stealing some for some flag football after watching this.
No, you can't take them, can't take her. Hannah, obviously you are very au fait with netball. Who are you picking for winning today?
Oh, it's that classic, isn't it? It's head versus heart. I'm a Loughborough graduate, so I can't go against Lightning, but the way Pulse have put it to them, particularly in this second quarter, is so impressive. But Phoebe's been blown away with Loughborough coming through the court as well, though, so okay, heart says Loughborough.
Oh, I'm going to say Loughborough. I love the way they're playing, the way they attack the ball.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, ladies. Enjoy the rest of the game. Back to you.
Thank you very much indeed, Pam. Well, Loughborough Lightning have got work to do. They want to come back into this game. 21 plays 14. I love the belief, though. Many fans out there as the buzzer goes for the second time. Quarter two, soft and gentle super shot lands then for Sammy Wallace-Joseph. Every goal from that outer circle in purple is worth 2 in this section of play. London Pulse wanting to drive the ball through after the action. Oh, Sheen thought about it, didn't she, Ebony? Looked for the pass out, thought the one will do. I'll go for the safety.
But they're not in rebound positions. I'd love to see them when the shot's being taken, you're boxing out. The defending 101. Just so they can actually fight for those balls in the air. But a good swing by Panagari. She gets it to Clark. Goes straight to goal. And again, the rebound falls into Pole's hands. Everett finds all, utilising the width of the court. Scholes fills the middle. She looks for Liv Sheen and the long bomb. Doesn't execute it. Just the fighting for positions on court at the moment. Look at the wall that Loughborough Lightning are creating, forcing London Pulse to the top of the attacking third.
Got a call here as well against Alice Harvey. Sheen just being instructed where to take the shot or pass. Goes with the pass. Bria so strong in the super shot territory, and that's why she's in that top 10 in the league for dropping those 2 bombs. Aerial from Scholes. Straight off for another super shot.
That's a good set play from the centre pass for London Pulse. Good to see Harvey on the rebound for Loughborough Lightning. And they need to pick up the ball speed, get London Pulse's heads turning.
Absolutely nothing on for Loughborough Lightning. Had to go back, 8 the difference. They need this one, preferably a 2.
Good hold there from Ella Clark. Just to get the service, Panagari. And she'll build some confidence in this Loughborough Lightning squad with shots like that.
Didn't even think about it. Straight up, straight in.
And that's a big call from Gary Burgess. Not ideal for Loughborough Lightning when you just want to double up. And Liv Sheen will take the one on the turnover. Liv Sheen will score the one on the turnover.
Oh, here comes a tactical change then for Loughborough Lightning. It's Jodie Gibson that's come on in the goal defence position. She will retire at the end of this final. What a huge move for her career. Netball that she's played over the last 15 years. A couple of titles, a gold medal at the Commonwealth Games as well. She'll need to impact on court.
Big Bird has obviously made that change. Just Bria and Sheen just getting really comfortable in terms of their role and servicing each other. So Jodie Gibson's very much known of working the body, really running her opponent down.
Well, we're going to hit the 20-minute half-time break in less than a minute and a half. Big work to do for Loughborough Lightning. Not afraid, Sammy Wallace-Joseph, to take the big shot.
Goals finds Everett.
Footwork called. Every moment matters.
They're going to have to be quick, because if they get this opportunity, they'll have the chance to double up.
All eyes in this stadium on the ball, on this lady here and what she can do in these moments. To Ella Clark, in goes the little tip. But Oju's on fire.
She'll want to hurry up. Got to the centre pass afterwards. There's a great opportunity, but she doesn't nail the shot.
Good work from Gary Burgess, just making sure every single second that can be played on court gets its due diligence and time. Here we go again. Wallace-Joseph toys with the post, still playing it round. They want the two. There it is in the dying seconds of the first half. Loughborough Lightning forcing their way back into this game.
12 seconds. Good take from Wallace-Joseph. Brilliant to see the confidence to do it over for Doja, but why would you pass the ball out?
An 8-goal game could become a 2-goal game. Gary Burgess, double hands in the air. That one will count. 26 plays 24. Loughborough Lightning, that's why they've won the trophy 3 times so far. Looking for number 4. Absolutely playing every single second. On the edges of our seats and now up off our seats as the fans head into the 20-minute half-time break. Zara Everett, so much to think about for her London Pulse side. They want this, they need this in 2025. Words of wisdom coming to her young side. Sandbird as well, she'll have notes from the opening 30 minutes. Absolutely everything to play for. This is a brilliant grand final. Let's head courtside. Pamela Cookies with the captains.
Well, first up, Nat Panagara, this is a feisty game, but you guys, you've clawed it back after Pulse. Got a little bit of a lead there.
Yeah, they did. There's a few kind of errors there that felt very the same, that we kept repeating, so I think we had to learn quite quickly. But Ella Clark came on and made such an impact there as well.
Well, we saw her do that last week. How is it that she can change it up?
I think it's really key. She's very different to Berry, just the style of plays, and then that really helps us having an alternative goal attack we can throw on.
Well, good luck for the next half.
Thank you.
Zara, come on in. So it was a bit nervy at the start, a few mistakes, formal errors, but you worked your way into that in that second quarter.
Yeah, to be honest, I'm not sure that it was nerves. I think it's just the pressure from both teams. It's really hard, really physical from the beginning. Both teams obviously giving it their all. So, yeah, we learned how to fight through that, and the score reflects the match.
Well, indeed. Lightning have come back into it after you got yourself a little bit of a buffer. How do you now push on forward in that second half?
It's a boring answer, but I think just looking after ball, we are getting lots of turnover. We also need to be the first ones to pick up the scraps. Whoever makes the most of those small things is going to win.
Oh, well, go for it this afternoon. Let's see you later.
Thanks.
Yes, 10,000 fans inside the iconic O2. London Pulse look to be on track to achieve something they haven't been able to do before. But in comes the likes of Ella Clark and Semi Wallace-Joseph doing their thing during the Super Shot period. My word, we have quite a second half on our hands for the 2025 Netball Super League Grand Final. The 2025 Netball Super League Grand Final has lived up to expectation so far. London Pulse with a 2-goal lead after a first half that saw their defensive duo of Fumi Fidoju and Halimat Adio impress the 10,000 spectators here at the iconic O2. We said Loughborough Lightning needed to be brave. They were. It didn't initially pay off, and then it did during that Super Shot period. Their shooters, Ella Clark and Semi Wallace-Joseph, did their thing. They had the record crowd here at the O2 on their feet. The defence has been enormous. The attack has been equally impressive. We have a game on our hands. Whatever way you look, history will be made. If London Pulse win, they'll get their name on the trophy for the very first time. As for Loughborough Lightning, they are going for a first ever three-peat. We are so excited. I bet you were excited as well watching on. I have with me Tamsin Greenway, Jess Thirlby, Pamela Cookie. Ladies, where do we start? I think it's fair to say the beginning, quarter one, London Pulse came out extremely aggressive. Did you anticipate, Tamsin, for them to start that way?
Yeah, absolutely. We talked about their defensive pressure and they absolutely took it to Loughborough Lightning. In the second quarter alone, it took them a minute to actually get the ball to goal, Loughborough Lightning. They were really struggling with trying to get that through. However, they did start fairly brave, and we've got a few clips that shows what they were trying to do here. So we have a look at this first one. When I talk about the bravery here, just get rid of this for you. When I talk about the bravery, it's really important here how they're looking and waiting for the changes. So watch this from Hannah Joseph, usually panicking to go back, but she turns back and gives the ball forward. This is so important when you're trying to break this defence, and then it's just the timing here. And look at the movement in the circle. Again, not being afraid to give this ball over the top to Sammy into that backspace, and I thought this is how they were going to start. However, with bravery comes issues, and when I talk about this London Pulse defence, if you just watch them here, they're causing so many problems on this first phase. They're having to go back, and it's when they're playing the ball around here, Loughborough Lightning, the timing goes, and that's the problem. So when you look here, there's absolutely no option coming through, and it means that Sammy has to exit out of this circle. So as he continues to play this here, Nat Panagari has to go back up, and this is the problem when you're talking about being brave, is that she sees this on, but it's not a good enough delivery, and you almost don't want Nat Panagari to be the brave one. You want your Berry Neals, now your Ella Clarks, and when I talk about being brave, they've come back on now and gone to town on those super shots that she absolutely needed to do.
Jess, I'm interested because before this, Sam Bird described this grand final as perhaps a game of chess and strategy. After that first half, have you seen that?
Absolutely, but I think for more of the first half, London Pulse had the upper hand from my point of view. I think until the introduction of Ella Clark, I think Berry Neal and Hannah Joseph were too wide for too long in that box formation. You've got to have a middle, and you don't want it to be Sammy Wallace. And actually, how quiet had they kept her? Like, I didn't really notice her, in particular in that opening quarter. But I think, yeah, it's been a really interesting one. And how pivotal was it? Loughborough had an attacking back line inside the circle and worked it back to the halfway line, and eventually came back to another London Pulse turnover. Like, the kind of signals of stress amongst that attacking unit were clear until that last couple of minutes, and they've got themselves right back in it from a scoreboard perspective.
So Pamela, with that in mind, what changed? Jess said that Sammy Wallace-Joseph, you almost didn't know she was in the game in that first quarter, and in the back end of that second quarter, hello.
Well, Ella Clark comes on and she plays a very unorthodox, you could say, because she's from that basketball background, but ever embedded in netball. But when she comes, that presence, her timing's a little bit different. And when she goes into that two-point range, she's not afraid to turn and shoot. She's been a little bit on the back foot in terms of she's wanted to be that starting goal attack after starting at the start of the season and hasn't had that. Now she's getting the opportunity. She showed it last week and she's showing it again why she should be in that position, and it's lifting the team.
So Ella Clark comes in. Were you surprised that that change was made as late as it was?
Yeah, I was. It should have been made so much earlier. We talked about them not being in the game. They only scored 8 goals in the first quarter. You know, they've turned that quarter around to 14-16. They're actually lucky Paul's didn't bury them in that first quarter. Out of their 8 turnovers, they only took 4 of them to goal. So they actually got off the hook. And then when we talk about the super shot, to be honest, that is what saved them. That's what's got the scoreboard pressure back.
Yeah, and just looking at the screen there, who will win? We have asked the fans at home, and look at that. Pulse, London Pulse, 61%. To Loughborough Lightning's 39%. I wonder when they were clicking on the buttons, because the back end of that second quarter, my goodness, Loughborough came right into it. And how about the fans? 10,000 here at the O2 today were on their feet, Pamela.
Oh, they did, and it's so fabulous. Just the atmosphere, the energy that's in the room, it's really lifting the players. We did say at the start, the little bit of nerves. I know they said it was the pressure, but I think the occasion did get to some of the players, but now they're relishing it, they're riding on it, and the fans are having a whale of a time.
They certainly are. We've seen some great players out on court here this evening. One great player has said goodbye in 2025. She was a player that was well respected on the court and very much loved off it. I'm talking about Geva Mentor.
I got involved in netball quite by chance, really. I was put at the end because I couldn't shoot. I was a bit unco, a bit like Bambi, probably stumbled a few times, but I could catch a ball, and I think that was the main thing.
Helen Housby to take the gold medal! England have done it! England have done it! They have made history! They have snatched the gold medal from Australia! They have taken it! They have taken it!
Hi, Jeeve. Mum here in the back garden. Just want to say congratulations on your retirement. 25 years playing at an elite level in sport is pretty impressive.
Geva, Jeeves, Geva. What an epic career. The end of an era.
Ever since you won that age 16 against Irene van Dijk, you have taken the world by storm.
It only seems like yesterday that you were a bright-eyed 16-year-old coming on your first England tour.
A quarter of a century at top-level world netball is just unheard of.
The most epic career that will never, ever, ever be replicated.
Gloucestershire, Hucklecote, Team Bath, England under 17s, who were just wee ones, England under 21s, and the senior team too.
Literally world's best for so many years, and you are just a sensational person both on and off the court.
To see these girls develop around me is probably the thing that keeps me going and excites me about this sport.
You have inspired so many netballers.
The first time I ever was close to or near Geva, she was actually signing my programme back in 2003 when I went to watch them play in New Zealand. And I've still got that programme back home at my parents' house.
You've inspired so many girls throughout the years, including myself.
You really inspire me on and off the court.
educating young people, supporting young people in those journeys.
I can just remember the first time I knew that I was going to be in a team with you, and it was just crazy and absolute honour.
The little girl in me would be absolutely screaming if she knew I got to play with you.
I just wanted to thank you on a personal note. I feel like I've learned so much from you this season. You've been absolutely amazing to play with.
You paved the way for people like me. I'm so grateful. The sport is indebted to you.
So many people want to be Geva mentor, but there is only one Geva mentor.
You're a pioneer for England netball. You've changed our game and the growth that we've had. You've been such a massive influence.
We're just so grateful for the impact that Geva's had, not just on our Roses, but I think the sport. Her loyalty and her service is undeniable.
You're one of the smartest players, if not the smartest player I've ever played with. It's never been hard work with you in the circle.
I'm going to miss your cheeky jokes in team meetings and all the fun and good vibes that you always brought to netball and our team.
Geva, mentor, she timed it perfectly.
Geva Weaver. I love that woman. She's an absolute laugh.
Well, Geva, it's the end of an era, but I'm sure it's the start of new adventures for you.
You're a national treasure, the most successful, long-standing England player ever.
It's been so amazing to play with you and also to coach you, and what a fantastic career.
You have done more and achieved more than most of us could only dare to dream of achieving.
I'm so excited for you starting this next chapter of your life and can't wait to watch you do even more amazing things.
Thank you for what you have given our sport, and just be happy in retirement.
Absolute legend and a great ambassador for the game of netball. Enjoy, Jeeves.
Keep being the wonderful person that you are.
Well done, Geva.
Take care.
I can't wait to see you again, to give you the biggest hug ever. I love you. Congratulations!
It's given me so much opportunities. I owe a lot to everybody else and to my mum and to where I've started and come from.
As I said, much loved on and off the court. It was fantastic to see Geva Mentor finish her career in this country. We actually say goodbye to a number of other players as well. We've got from Birmingham Panthers, Gabby Marshall, defender Jodie Gibson, who is of course in action for Loughborough Lightning tonight. We also said goodbye for a little while anyway to Jo Tripp, who was the head coach of the Panthers. I believe she's just stepping away for a little break. I'm sure we will see her back involved in the game of netball soon. But Tamsin, I just want to reflect on Geva, because it really was some career. You played with her, you played against her. Just try and put into words what she was like as a person, both on and off the court.
For so long it was the Geva Mentor show, and rightly so. You know what I love more than anything is that back then the England defence was probably ahead of its time. It took us a while as attackers to get there, but actually because of the length of her career, to actually get the outcome at the end, to win that Commonwealth Games gold, to get out and have all that accolade in SSN, and then to end her career here was special. When you talk off the court, no one would say a bad word against Geva. She felt like she was 10 years older than us the minute she walked into the team, and she was a baby, and yet she always knew the right thing to say. She was such a calming presence and such a special human.
Pamela, you featured in that lovely piece. What is your favourite memory? What are you going, when you reflect on her career, what are you going to think about?
Oh, there's so many. I guess it'll go right way back to the under-17s when we first played together, and just that cheeky smile. She always had a laugh. She would work so hard on the court, but she knew how to have some fun as well. And as a team, the way she just galvanised people around her and brought everyone up, I just love her. And she's just been that same person right from back then, as Tia was saying, to when she finished her career. And that shows what a queen she really is.
And she was influential for England, wasn't she?
Oh, incredible. You know, she did walk through those doors at Team Bath and trip us all over, and we thought, what's going on? And then she debuted against none other than Irene van Dijk, and their battle for me is a highlight of her career, because to do that at 16 and then to still be playing at the level she has, picking up a silver medal at a World Cup, which was a first for her. We couldn't quite get her the gold. But, you know, I think she's so humble, and it's not by chance that she's retired back home. You know, she's so considered with the decisions that she's made throughout her career, and that for me is the biggest gift she can give youngsters that are watching on.
Yeah, and a huge congratulations to Geva as well, because she is expecting a child, so we wish her well on her next journey. But of course she will be missed on the court. And speaking of on the court, after this short break we will be back to further dissect what has already been an incredible grand final, a huge first half. London Pulse absolutely instrumental, but then Loughborough Lightning came right back in. It is all to play for, 26-24. Stay with us, we'll be back after this.
Be brave, be bold. We've even had some brass instruments in the interval there, Ebony. They were loud.
They were indeed, but they're hyping up the crowd. It was going to be a blockbuster second half.
It's a glorious grand final. It's a 2-goal game, and as we head back into the second half, just one change for London Pulse. They're bringing on their youngster. They're bringing on Gracie Smith.
And she's been phenomenal for them. We saw her in the major semi-final, and the difference she made when London Pulse was just starting to plateau. So we're looking for a big game from her just to elevate and galvanise the London Pulse side, because they're going to need a big third and fourth quarter.
Big words in their huddle. No doubt Loughborough Lightning had plenty to talk about in the 20 minutes at half-time. Ball though back on court into the hands of the young superstar, just finished her GCSEs. The countdown is over. And we're back for the second half.
Interesting. Pulse first one's back out on court after the half-time break. Just wanted to get ball in hand. Set the train in motion once again. Good shot there from Brilliant.
Oh, quick hands. Looking to move that ball. For the Loughborough Lightning side, playing in their white and pink dresses in this grand final at the O2.
Oh, good bravery, but Fumi Fadoju once again comes out with a deflection. Thought it was great earlier in the week. Adio said the team this year at London Pulse, it's been all been about accountability, the strength of character. They said they've done their homework, they know what to do, but Jean steps out of court, puts the ball back into Harvey's hands.
Cobden to Panagari. 8 of this Loughborough Lightning squad, as Joseph does well to continue with the ball here on attack. 8 of this squad have won a Super League title previously. Unbelievable when it comes to experience in the squad. London Pulse, or just Halimas Adio was in that Wasp squad back in 2018. So they are desperate to get a win here tonight, to carve their name onto that trophy.
Swing to Joseph, nice easy feed into Wallace Joseph. Probably the easiest take she's had of the game so far. She makes no doubt about it. Still a 2-goal game. Interesting enough, 5 super shots from Loughborough Lightning in that second quarter compared to London Pulse's 1. But it is about capitalising the 1-point time for this Loughborough Lightning side.
Oh, it really is. Pulse have converted more 1-point goals in the regular season than Lightning. Lightning, though, better, as you say, in that super shot time. All 6 shooters, 3 on each side, not afraid to put up the long bombs.
Panagari to Clark. Back to Panagari, look at the speed.
Fast speed.
She's in one of the hot spots. Prime opportunity for feeding, high percentage feeding. Panagari.
Absolutely one of the keys to the game. Feeds. London Pulse top the league table in so many of the stats. They put up over 1,000 feeds in the Super League this season.
Great quick feed there from Clark to Wallace Joseph. Fadoju and Adio caught their heads down. What they need to do is win ball early here now. Good take from Lucy. Harvey just tried to roll the bat, just got tangled in her legs.
Well, we really expected a battle there, didn't we? Goalkeeper, goal shooter, and we've certainly got one in the capital. Panagari does a full spin. Oh, great hands from Bria.
Everyone loves an attacking defensive intercept, but you've got to think about the delivery. And don't give away the contact. Good work and tracking there from Beth Cobden. Love to see the contest between these two teams. Look at Adio trying to keep Wallace Joseph outside the circle, and a good screen from the Loughborough Lightning goal shooter. Adio just caught on the back.
Oh, gives nothing away, does she, Wallace Joseph? Cool as a cucumber. goals. Looks early. Wants to release the ball.
Contact centre.
Centre to centre. I wonder who will come off worse in that. We've got a young gun of 16 years old. Nat Panagari, 34, the captain of Loughborough Lightning. Both super sprightly though. Pulse doing well to retain possession. Harvey had a look.
Good pressure there from Loughborough Lightning defence on the front side. Just needs to hold it for that 3 seconds. Good work from Britt. Time held just for a wet patch on the floor.
What scenes we are seeing here, because we have got Tyler Orr, centre, currently on the bench for London Pulse, not afraid to muck in, do her bit with the floor mop as well. Got a smile from Gary Burgess. Oh, the hands of Gracie Smith, what an extension.
Just a hesitation to deliver that ball. Good work from the youngster, Gracie Smith. We know how much impact she has in the game. There's the take, and here's the delivery.
Every centre in the kingdom. There's a bit of schooling from the GCSE student. Oh, such great vision as well. Launched it over, lands with sheen. Talk about impact.
Just rising to the pressure here, London Pros. Loughborough just trying to find an option to get themselves into that attacking third. Such as the one-on-one defence at the moment from London Pros. Panagari, quick early ball. That seems to be the key for Loughborough Lightning. Because once they get the ball into Wallace Joseph's hand, she makes no mistake about it. For the difference between the two teams.
Not afraid to ride the roller coaster, Loughborough Lightning as well. There we go. Gibson.
I was just about to say, I'm struggling to see where Loughborough Lightning are going to get their turnover. But good quick feet there from Gibson. We need more of it higher up the court.
Wants to give her all in this, her final game in a brilliant career.
Offside, goal defence.
Oh, calls are offside. You feel the frustration as well. Really gives Louise Travis a stare.
Not going to change the decision.
Always go with the umpire.
Now you can start to hear the crowd really come into this game. Utilise that energy, bottle it.
London is both pink and purple at the moment. Plenty of fans from both sides made the journey to this game.
She's screaming for the ball then.
Looking to make it a 5-goal game. London Pulse, nicely done. 33 plays 28 in the third quarter.
Will be a Lightning sideline. Got 2 balls on court, but one will be turned to the ball girl. Panagari.
Injury goalkeeper. On the sideline.
The change coming here. Darcy Everett comes into goalkeeper. Zadio goes to the bench.
It's the younger sister of the captain, Zara Everett. Darcy makes her way onto the court. Sandberg so pleased with her performance this year, so she's made real impact when she's come on. Gonna have to adapt so quickly here. Up goes Wallace Joseph. Those quick hands. The basketball history as well from Clark. Lovely pop pass.
I think that's what's working for Loughborough Lightning at the moment. Just when you get the London Pulse defenders heads down, letting the ball go early. The moment they hold on to it for 3 seconds, it becomes more challenging. I'd love to see Harvey win that in the air, but what a take from Lusheen.
Hit 100 caps for Loughborough Lightning last week in the prelim final. Alice Harvey, saw so much passion from her as well. Bleeding through to this final. Nice easy goal for London Pulse.
Gibson to Clark. Nice little fake into Wallace-Joseph. Good work here from Loughborough Lightning. Just direct and efficient towards that goal.
As you say, all that time out in Australia, Sammy Wallace-Joseph knows how to hold her ground. Look at Alicia Scholes screaming into her teammates.
Interesting enough, we haven't really seen that long bomb between Scholes and Sheen into the circle, such as the defence of Loughborough Lightning, but they'll take the penalty right now. And a rebound from Sheen.
Well, in terms of the season so far, Loughborough Lightning's strongest quarter is this third quarter. They've won 10 of them in the regular time. But back in that major semi-final, London Pulse did a brilliant job. Lightning only scored 6 in quarter 3. Look at the little hands coming in from London Pulse. Everett reset so quickly as well. A little Duracell bunny.
Contact centre, centre Josh, contact on the edge of the circle.
Gracie Smith with the contact. Interesting enough, she said earlier this week, she's the only time she's been in the O2 when she went to a little mixed concert or for the ATP Tour tennis final. So to be playing on this court on such a grand occasion is what dreams are made for the youngster. Now with ball in hand.
From little mix to the super shot. Here she is, looking to offload. She has a glance out. They're keen for the 2. Free it from distance, can she? Out ball.
And look at the fist pump from Jodie Gibson. A boo from the crowd. Scholes tries to go with the fly. And a hop from Harvey puts the ball back into London Pulse's hands.
Oh, called for delaying play as well. Some of the emotion of this grand final worming its way in now. With the ball advanced into the soft and gentle zone.
Contact goal defence.
Sheen will step up. And what a shot! A fist pump, 2-handed fist pump from Lucine. Just showing how much this means to her.
Don't forget as well, this matchup is a repeat of the 2023 Grand Final when Pulse finished the regular season top of the table, but Loughborough Lightning stood in their way. Once again, Pulse top the table this season. Can they rewrite history? Well, not if Loughborough Lightning have anything to do with it. Up goes the ball, sinks then for the team from the Midlands.
Look at the Sheen shot, look at the fist pump.
In the centre third.
It was a 2-goal game at half-time for the difference. Look at this movement, Harvey. Oh, got a good position, couldn't get a hand to it.
Good umpiring there from Gary Burgess, and is letting the play go. Scholes telling someone to come forward. I'd like to see Harvey challenge that one in there, but Sheen again from distance, she gets the ball to Britt. And the post is wobbled, I don't know who was that, but I think it's by Sheen herself. But what a take from Harvey, and Panna Gary backing her up. That's what you want to see in the final, whether the crowd like it or not. Those are the 1%ers, now they've got to convert. They've got to get the ball in the hands of Wallace-Joseph.
Well, London is leaning towards the Pulse side, but Loughborough Lightning playing every single moment.
They're stuck on the sidelines at the moment. We need someone up the middle. Josie Gibson provides the option. The defence call is coming, and they find Ella Clark.
She's been brilliant all season, toys with the post.
But the rebound with Wallace-Joseph.
Look at that no-look pass. It's the big one. Oh, again, the post. Denies Loughborough Lightning. London Pulse on the end. Two huge misses. Got a feel for the Loughborough Lightning shooters.
Contact goal defence. Goal defence. That's repeated contact with advance.
Sam Bird super focused on this, along with her coaching side. Over 150 games in the Super League as a coach. Delighted with her team out on court. She's on her feet.
Contact goalkeeper number 2.
Clark offloads. Wallace Joseph.
And the rebound falls with London Poles once again. There's no following of the shot from Loughborough Lightning.
Contact attack.
Joseph with a late challenge, but Hannah Gary also with a late challenge.
Called as well.
Sense a moment here for London Poles. Momentum very much with them.
Really is. In terms of quarters per season, quarter number 3 is actually Pulse's weakest one. Their strongest being quarter 4, but still to come. Watch out, Loughborough Lightning.
Loughborough Lightning struggling to win ball at the moment. Harvey not with the same form as we saw her at the moment from last week, but a good stretch over the shot of Sheen. But Sheen, ever the taliswoman.
41-33.
Oh, here's the long ball. There we go. One of the first ones, and the follow-up from Briett. They are in their element.
Like a bullet into the shooting circle. Loughborough Lightning, 33. Plays 41. Just seconds to go. Loose ball. Over a third. Harvey again. Putting her all in, it's not going to be enough. The buzzer's going to go, the whistle blows for Gary Burgess. That is the end of the third quarter, 41-33. London Colts determined in the capital, determined in 2025 to write their names all across that brand new trophy. Will it go their way? Big dreams in the grand final at the O2 Arena. What a massive third quarter from the London side in Pulse. Playing in pink, looking pretty at the moment, but 15 minutes to go. Do not miss a second.
Be brave, that's how we're going to win, all right? Guys, knock the crap out of it.
Last 15 minutes. Hello. Woo. Last 15 minutes. Fuck
stuck in possession. I don't care if you're tired, there's someone on the bench that can come and do the job, I don't care. Let's keep going, keep pushing, keep pushing.
Run your feet to the ball.
Back in the ball firm. No one can stand still for a second. Well, apologies if you heard some fruity language there, but emotions are high in this grand final. Sam Bird, their head coach of London Pulse, willing her team on. She said in the week, we believe in ourselves. If we play our best, we can be the best. Loughborough Lightning, no doubt. Some big words as well from Vic Burgess. She's led the team to back-to-back wins in 23 and 24. The three-peat has never been done. Team Bath tried, Wasps tried, Storm tried. No one has done it. Will London Pulse deny Loughborough Lightning in the final 15 minutes of this grand final? Ebony Azura Brown, the crowd have taken on a whole other level.
They have indeed. They can feel that they're potentially on the cusp of a renaissance. London Pulse being the symbol of the league's future. Loughborough Lightning, the stalwarts.
Well, it's work to do for Loughborough Lightning. They want to move that ball as quickly as they can in what could be the final 15 minutes. All the hands in the air. It's Wallace Joseph. Takes a big, deep breath. Took a bit of a clunk there.
Contact centre, penalty Pulse.
This game has swung either way. Pulse won quarter one, Loughborough Lightning the second. Quarter three was a 15-9 quarter to the side from the capital.
Oh, Shadeen van der Merwe. Good take from the goal defence, but contact was called. For Loughborough Lightning, this quarter is about winning ball as much as you can. Driving to the hands, and then she carries on where she left off. Now or never for both teams.
Van der Merwe on ball to Joseph. Oh, it's absolutely cooking courtside as well. Let's get back to Pamela Cookie.
It is fire down here, and I managed to find Hugo Monnier, no stranger to netball. You were just telling me you are loving this game tonight.
It's been unbelievable. I'll tell you what, the level of physicality watching it live can't be underestimated. It's been super quick, the talent out here, and to be here at the O2 Arena. I've been here to watch Drake, I've been here to watch Jay-Z, and I'm here watching the netball grand final. It's class.
Class indeed, epic. Okay, quick question. Who's going to win this? We're in the final quarter. It's 42-35. Pulse are on top.
Pulse have led every single quarter. They've looked really dominant, looked really strong. I have to say, the super shot is a bit of a game changer, and that could play a massive role in this final quarter. I'm a London boy, and Pulse have got ties in the Harlequins, so I'm a Pulse guy today, so fingers crossed they can bring it home.
Oh, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Well, he knows his stuff, doesn't he? And by the way, Netball Super League, bigger than Jay-Z. I'll take that. Lovely work then in the shooting circle for London Pulse. Hannah Gary back so quickly into her centre circle. Really want to get things moving.
The ball go. Loughborough Lightning, they find Hannah Gary.
You can see from the scoreline work to do for Loughborough Lightning in the fourth, 43-35. London Pulse out in front.
Good feed from Joseph into Wallace Joseph. Good patience shown by the Loughborough Lightning side.
All eyes on court from Vic Burgess, head coach. Olivia Murphy and Lauren Nichols look on as well. Believe you me, they will throw absolutely everything at the final 12 minutes. Oh, and the fist pump from Van der Merwe as well. We maybe haven't said that name as much as we should in this final, but she has been outstanding for Loughborough Lightning this year. Those are the moments needed for the three times champions. Cool, calm, on the ball as well. Nice conversion. The claps coming from a dedicated crowd.
So I've had the pleasure of watching Loughborough Lightning quite a number of games this season. And if you do need turnover, Shadeen van der Merwe, the sight, long sight and the vision here. Good work from Everett.
Bench getting involved as well.
Someone move. They get the ball to Wallace Joseph, who takes a knock.
Inside the circle. Circle edge. Yep.
Well, that one-goal game in the major semi-final. Loughborough Lightning lost out by just a single point. Vic Burgess said that hurt. They need to use that hurt now. Coming up to 10 minutes to go.
Van der Merwe again with their hand in. She nearly gets the follow-up from the ball to Sheen. They've got to have that attacking mindset in this moment. Good pressure there from the Loughborough Lightning defence. This is better. Look how much Pulse are having to recycle the ball.
Contact call comes. Look at the reset as well. Every player looking to spice things up, move things around.
Jean just settles the ship. Hannah Gary.
Powers. Hannah Joseph on ball again. Oh, it's such a delicate feed in. Got to be on point, doesn't connect.
I say Everett did really well then to get up against the likes of Wallace Joseph. I think that's one bit really brilliant to see from Pulse, how they've incorporated their young talent through their pathways into the senior side. Everett, Gracie Smith, been really impactful for this London Pulse side.
They go and they go and they go.
Contact, big attack.
Badojo, bullet ball through, drifts out.
And that was really started by Shadeen Van der Merwe, just being a catalyst to go and try and win some ball nice and early.
6 goals separate the two sides.
That is contact with defence. Contact centre where the centre is stood. Where the centre is stood.
Good take from Ella Clark. She gets the ball to Wallace Joseph. And a hand from Everett around the back of Hannah Gary. Those are the opportunities that you miss. Those are the ones that you rue. The long bomb. A brilliant work from Alice Harvey. Just to get her hand into that.
Entire Loughborough Lightning bench off its feet for that one. London Pulse, though, still retain possession. Look at the feet of Briett. She's done the cut, she's done the drives in this grand final.
In the one area, goal attack. Contact goalkeeper.
The connections in this team from London Pulse. They've said this is the most mature season that they've played. They're a super happy team together. But a tactical timeout being called. Fascinating to see this being used in the fourth quarter. The teams don't actually have to go back to their benches. They can stay on court. London Pulse, though, they've headed back. Loughborough Lightning as well. What do you think, Ebony? 8 minutes to go.
I think Loughborough Lightning is like now or never. Just got to be a bit more braver on the ball, pick up the ball speed, get the ball into Wallace Joseph's hands, because at the moment they're just looking for her, especially in that super shot zone. So it's about not panicking. And what better to have the likes of Olivia Murphy there, so experienced, a past England captain, telling you and laying down the law. Get the ball into Wallace Joseph's hands. We've got 8 minutes to make sure this season is ours.
Well, it was really difficult then to hear who had called that tactical timeout. I wonder whether it was Loughborough Lightning. Absolute passion coming from their bench. Well, that's it. 90 seconds is over. It's not very long. Both head coaches get a single chance to use a tactical timeout in the game. Back into the huddles. Getting the energy back. Getting the focus back. What 10,000 fans in the O2 Arena sounds like for a grand final. Here we go, 8 minutes to run. But of course we do need to go into extra time. No draws, particularly not in a grand final. Briett drives towards that beautiful Super League ball. The colour of every single franchise included on the netball this year. Flashes through the air. Well, the post has been cruel to Loughborough Lightning at times this year. Rolled off the back, came off the hand of Harvey. Contact called.
The third one for Alicia Scholes. She's holding the arm of Beth Cobden as she's trying to receive the ball. Brilliant with a hand in. She thought she was 3 foot away on that.
7 goals the difference with 7 minutes to go. Ebony, is it possible for Loughborough Lightning?
More than. Better rebounding there from Wallace Joseph. And she just keeps that composure under the post. They have the chance to double up now. They get the ball to Ella Clark.
The reigning champions are not going away.
It's hard all season. Like, you've got 6 and a half, just under 6 minutes to kind of salvage your season. And they look like they've got more impetus. Whatever Olivia Murphy said to them.
I tell you what, their coaching bench are into it, wherever you are as well. I know there's people across the land that have petitioned for this game to be on. Golf clubs and the such like. Fans want to be watching. They've asked to see this game and they are getting what they asked for. Brilliant netball, elite netball, a new era of netball.
Finals are all about thriving in the moment, really embracing the pressure.
Halima Adio, the experience coming back on in the goalkeeper for London Pulse. Over 50 Super League appearances for the co-captain of London Pulse.
Look, Darcy Everett had a really good innings in that London Pulse goalkeeper position for him. You know, super shot time is coming. Jean nearly on the 3 seconds. But Van der Merwe with the hand!
Just 5 goals is the difference. Loughborough Lightning with a chance here. Oh, that goal though, Fimi Sadoji. I mean, she's top of interceptions, gains and deflections, and that's why. Almost too easy for her, that one.
Not enough on it, and then, oh!
Just connects, drifted into the hands of Liv Sheen. Superhero efforts from Van der Merwe, couldn't make it happen.
Breaking over far channel. Wing defense. Obstruction centre backwards inside the centre.
We're going to hear the buzzer in 10 seconds. Could it be the final super shot session of the league this year?
Briett once again on that third line, steals the ball away.
Like a dancer down the court. Her feet barely touch the ground. Superb from the South African to the shooter in Liv Sheen.
I think she's been outstanding so far, Nicole Briett. Courtcroft outside the circle and on the defensive third line. Really given. Oh, Beth Cobden! Now this is the time to keep your eyes peeled. Good hold there from Ella Clark.
Tracy Neville said that Beth Cobden won her a gold medal. That's why she's in this match. That's why she's had such a brilliant career, but more needed. Gracie Smith up in the air. Contact called against Hannah Joseph. Look at this coming through now. Beautifully done from the hands of Scholes.
Just the freedom that they're playing with. And a tip from Liv Sheen.
Sheen toys with the post. Oh, Harvey off balance into the hands of Gracie Smith. How much is the youngster enjoying this grand final?
Nothing falling Loughborough Lightning's way. Good work there from Harvey to get on the back and up. Three and a half minutes.
Oh, cheeky, and then a pass off to the super shot zone. I mean, she's been the Queen Briett of that kind of pass through the season. A little bit of magic. So this is now Loughborough's tactical timeout. So the previous one was for London Pulse, in fact. Absolutely fascinating. Vic Burgess, surely Ebony, this is the final roll of the dice.
Hopefully you've got a couple of set plays when you go back out there. You can see Ella Clark, what's really good is to take the players really taking ownership and accountability of this performance. You've got to look around each other in their eyes and say, okay, how much do we want this? And it's all about communication, it's about positivity, staying in the moment, but knowing that you've got to go out there and execute your role. Do not leave anything out there where you'll be wondering, what if? What could I have done better? Now is the time.
No ifs, no buts, everything to play for. 3 minutes to go in the final match of the Netball Super League 2025. The hands go into the centre for Loughborough Lightning. The determination is there, the hunger is there, the want to go 3 times back to back is there. But in their way stand London Pulse. Zara Everett winning her team back onto court, 49-41. It's an 8-goal game with 3 minutes until the end of regular time. Louise Travis, Gary Burgess as well, keeping their focus. Our 2 umpires, they've been absolutely brilliant, so clear in this grand final. Lightning with the centre pass. So Panagari, how much does she want to lead her side to a historic victory? Clark, gorgeous shot, lands for Loughborough Lightning. That's 2 gone.
Injury to Adio as she went for that ball. Just saw her clutch her knee a little bit. But Everett will come back on. We hope Adio's okay.
6 goals, the difference. Look at Pulse, they still need to play forward. No point in passing things around right now. Attack the ball in every moment.
Good drive by Brea, opens up Sheen under the post, and she'll take the one.
Well, the England Rose, the shooter, has had to really step up for her nation, doing brilliantly for her domestic side. Oh, lining up, landing.
That was excellent from Loughborough Lightning.
We know Sammy Wallace-Joseph can bring her team back into a game. Now it's a fight with the timer as well. 50-45. Loughborough Lightning's lowest score of the season was 51, and it was against Pulse back in round 2.
Well, the fans are craving unpredictability. They definitely got it in terms of this match. And there is still time.
Another big call from Burgess. Wallace-Joseph across to Joseph. Here comes Clark. They know they need a 2. Tippy toes in the soft and gentle. Oh, bouncing out again. It's a huge miss. Was that the moment? 1 minute 40. So tough for the shooters. It's all about the glory, the big moments. Little hand in the air from Scholes. Still wants options. Is this their year? London Pulse. They've been building and building.
Good settling on the shape there from London Pulse. Look at the maturity in their performance. Straight line ball, straight into Wallace-Joseph. Doesn't turn to the post. Gets the ball back in the same position. She'll go to post it on this occasion.
Well, London Pulse holding Loughborough Lightning to their lowest score of the season so far, and there again, dropped to the side from the capital. Everett, big loose ball. The teams know, they know there's less than a minute to play. The adrenaline is pumping. The opportunity here for the home side in London Pulse to write their names across that trophy. The speed down. Do you want to ask for your player of the match as well? Just with seconds to go.
I think my player of the match has got to be Fumi Fadoju. I think the work that she and Halima Adio did at the start of the game.
Well, it would be a fitting end to the season. Look, Sheen, Brown, absolutely on their feet. The bench are on their feet as well. The players are on their feet. The final whistle goes, and there you are. That is what it means. This place, this time, this team. New players for a new era of netball. London Pulse, as they hit the deck, they lie down on the floor at crown Netball Super League champions 2025. 7 seasons in the making, from inception in 2019 to victory at the O2 today. Out comes the emotion, out comes the joy, the satisfaction of a season well played, tipped for greatness from the start of this year. They've been hungry, they've been tenacious, they are unstoppable. Absolutely beautiful. That's what it means to head coach Sam Bird as they go into their huddle. Truly, truly wonderful. From a season well played, from underdogs just a few years ago to the best of the best. Can you feel the roar? Has to be said, Loughborough Lightning gave their all tonight. Their players left everything on the court, desperate to win 3 in a row, but it wasn't to be. Wonderful to see the hugs across teams as well from Jodie Gibson. That is the last game of her elite career. How brilliant has she been? Graceful in defeat, Loughborough Lightning, but London Pulse, this moment is theirs. Sam Bird and her London side get the fairy tale ending in the City of Dreams. The capital applauds its daughters. Well, there you go, London Pulse crowned Netball Super League champions 2025. It was a roller coaster of a final. Pulse with quarter 1, Loughborough Lightning quarter 2. Quarter 3 went to the London side, and quarter 4, well, Pulse were not going to let it get away. Absolutely sensational.
Push us to the end and good luck for next season. 3 cheers for the umpires. Hip, hip, hip. Hooray, hooray, hooray.
Well, just a moment there for Zara Everett.
Enjoy what this is about. You've been absolutely incredible this season. We'll see you next year. 3 cheers for Pulse. Hip, hip, hip.
Right, right, right.
And a moment for Nat Panagari. Wonderful fighting talk. We will see you next year. Who knows? Could another grand final beckon for these two sides? But as it stands, Jenna, what a game that was. Sam Bird, big rounds of applause. She is delighted. It's all about London Pulse in the capital tonight. They are winners of the Netball Super League.
That's right, Lindsay Chapman, thank you very much tonight at the O2 in front of a record-breaking 10,000 spectators. We witnessed some history. The London Pulse have become the Netball Super League champions for the very first time in the club's history. We will, in 2025, see a new name on the trophy. Liv Cheen goes over to the adoring fans and cheers them on as they cheer her on. Sam Bird there will be delighted with her team and the way they held on. Tamsin Greenway, Jess Thirlby and Ebony Usoro Brown alongside me. I mean, Tamsin, that was as good as it gets.
It was absolutely incredible, wasn't it? London Pulse was superb from the very start to the very end. The defensive pressure across the whole court from the beginning was just, it was amazing to watch.
It certainly was, but there were plenty of moments where we were all on the edge of our seats. Let's find out who the player of the match is for the 2025 Netball Super League Grand Final. Over to you, Pamela Cookie.
Well, it is my delight to say the experienced Kiss Me player of the match is the none other than Fumi Fedoju. Fumi, you were on fire. Let me just start with your stats. 7 deflections, 3 intercepts, 8 games to your name. How does it feel?
It just feels so amazing. I'm so proud of the girls. Like, we just came out there and we did what we have to do.
Phenomenal in terms of that defensive work rate right from the start. The turnovers were coming.
Yeah, we knew exactly what our setups were, and we knew that we had to work together, and that's what we did.
To be Super League finals, to get your first trophy with this team in London, what does that feel like?
There's no words to describe it. I'm just so proud of the girls. I knew we could do it, and woo, we did!
Oh, for me, awesome work, well done.
Thank you so much. Thank you, guys.
Fumi Fedoju, what a player. One of, if not the best defenders in the game. Ebony Usoro-Brown, would you agree?
Indeed, I think her performance today, the leadership she showed on court, the work rate between her and Halimat Adio really set this London Pulse up in terms of getting this win. But do you know what the nicest thing is? Just she's so humble and probably so unaware of her talent. So to come out with performances like this time and time again and build real camaraderie in that team, she's only going to go from strength to strength, not only her domestic career but also her international one.
I want to talk about the partnership between Halimat Adio and Fumi Fedoju in a minute, but right now I believe the victorious head coach of the London Pulse is standing by. Sam Bird, congratulations.
Sam Bird, you have done your own treble. You won the Super Cup, you won the regular season, and now you get to lift the trophy as the Netball Super League champions.
I'm just so happy for the club, the girls, our sponsors, our fans. It's just such a great day for the club, and that was such a hard game. You know, it's like a game of chess, and the strategy involved was really tough, and I'm just really proud we got across the line on that.
Well, that game of chess, how for you were you able to come in, come out, make sure all the right moves were made, the tactical changes? How was it going? What was going through your head?
Yeah, well, lots of conversations. I rely a lot on Nat and Fee. We have conversations the whole through the game, what you're seeing, what you're feeling. So when we make our decisions, we're pretty confident about them. And we had a couple of players with cramp, about 6 of them. I was like, just stay on. Got 3 minutes to go. But yeah, it's a great coaching team, great staff behind the scenes as well.
Oh, who was it that you were most impressed with? I know you're going to say the whole team, but if you can pick 1 or 2 players that really shone and stood out when it mattered.
Yeah, I think Livy, under a lot of physical attention there, stood up. She got a real injury in the side, and I was just like, just stay on, stay on. I thought she showed great mental fortitude. For me, obviously, Zara, I thought, did a great job. You know, Hannah Joseph's their feeding machine, and we kept that low. And of course, Gracie, 16. I was like, are you going to be okay? And she's like, yeah, I'm ready. But all of the players, all fantastic.
Well, you're going to enjoy tonight, but tomorrow the signing window opens. Who's re-signing and who are you looking for?
Oh, well, you know, this team's so amazing. You know, we want to keep as many players as we can. And, yeah, I'm going to have a few drinks tonight, and hopefully I don't sign the wrong players tomorrow.
Oh, Sam, well, celebrate in style. You so deserve it. Well done to you and your team.
Thanks so much. Thank you.
Vicky Burgess, oh, commiserations there. You guys fought, though, right to the very end.
Yeah, pretty devastated, to be fair. Yeah, I think just probably from us, credit to Pulse, came out, did a great job. There was always going to be a massive battle today, right? And they came out on top, and that's the nature of sport, right? Yeah, just pretty gutted. I think it was lost in some, key areas of just individual errors, or I thought our structures were good. And we'd learned a lot in this is the 4th time we played them. But yeah, just gutted.
What will you take away, though, from this game? What will you bring back? Because we know you're going to be back next year. We know you're going to re-sign some players. The signing window opens tomorrow. But are you going to, take stock of this game but move forward?
I mean, you always do, right? So you don't want to feel like this. We want to put ourselves in this position again to have another opportunity in the final next year.
but it feels like a long way away right now. And yeah, I think it's just quite, as anybody who's been on this side of things, like losing at this point is tough because you've worked so hard all season and you want to lift that trophy so bad. So we will take stock of it, we will learn from it, but ultimately we just got to get through tonight, I reckon, and move forward.
Oh, well, Vicky, well done for getting to where you did. To be in a final is no mean feat. I know you're disappointed, but take heart in that.
Thank you, appreciate it. Thanks.
Yeah, disappointed Vic Burgess there. No doubt she'll wish to have that 60 minutes back. As for Sam Bird, the victorious head coach of London Pulse, Jess, just how pivotal is this moment for the club?
Oh, it's absolutely massive. You know, it has been so many years in the making, and not everyone remembers that. So it's the culmination. I just think Gracie Smith for me has been my favourite moment. The end of the game, the way she's going around this crowd is just like that unapologetic, young, just joy, moment of joy being shared with us. It just sums up what it means for this club. And I know she's not been there for all the years that some of them have, but I just think that unapologetic release of joy just sums up how special it is to win your first ever trophy, and they're really deserving of it. Like, Loughborough came back at them so many times in quarter 4, and immediately there was a response from Pulse, and that's when you just thought they're just not going to let them back in. They had a real stranglehold despite the fact they really pushed the scoreboard at times. Nicole Bria, I mean, you asked me at the top of the show, I think she's been brilliant today from start to finish. When she's playing herself off the post in quarter 1, you know that she's turned up for her team, but she got 3 turnovers at least. You know, a goal attack winning ball for you when you've already got the likes of Fumi Fidoju is going to cause some damage. So yeah, I just thought what a great team effort.
Yeah, it certainly was a team full of champions today, Tams. And Fumi, we saw player of the match. We said pre-match that defence wins championships, and today was no exception.
Absolutely. I think for the second quarter for me, when Loughborough Lightning came out and it took them a whole minute to get that ball into the circle, you went, these guys are in trouble. You cannot play a game under that amount of pressure for a full 60 minutes and think you're going to get over the line. I said the super shot saved them in quarter 2. It did. Again, you cannot rely on the super shot to get you back into games. It's there as purpose to use as a tactic, not as a oh my gosh, I've got to get some goals back, and that proved fatal for them when it came to the end. And I think what was interesting is today is Loughborough Lightning didn't learn lessons, but I'm not sure it's because they didn't want to. I just don't think they had the skill or the movement to get themselves out of it. There were so many hands in around the circle all game long. That back ball to the backup, you talk about Nicole Briat winning 3 balls on the backup there, but it was so predictable where they were going all the time, and that is because of the defensive unit.
And just on that, because at the end of the third quarter, I looked at you, you looked at me, and you said Loughborough have lost their head.
Yeah, well, what was interesting is they were desperately trying to get themselves back into the game. They had something like 10 more circle defence penalties in that quarter, in quarter 3, because they were just trying to go on everything. And at that point, you're like, that's not going to work for you. They had clear turnover. They didn't do anything with it. Again, with the defensive pressure, they were frustrated. They were looking at the umpires for all the calls. It's not how you can play. And then it puts doubt in your mind about putting the ball over. And at that point, I was like, there is not a chance here unless something majorly switches, which is usually a change. And I don't think they didn't really have the personnel to bring on. That was that, and that is full credit to what Pulse did to them today.
Yeah, okay, let's turn our attention to Fumi Fidoju, who was instrumental, outstanding, influential, so many words to describe her. The way that she can switch from goal defender to goalkeeper, I mean, there's not many players in the world that can do that, Ebony.
There isn't, and I think she's a really special and unique talent. We've been saying her name for over the couple of seasons that she's been with London Pulse, but it's her footwork, it's the trust that she has in her own capabilities, but her ability and her strength again to also work within that unit. I think her strength over the shot, their rebounding today, as we're seeing on screen, was absolutely phenomenal. I kept saying in commentary, like, why are Loughborough Lightning not getting towards those rebounds? But the opportunities that she created just to get that turnover and give the likes of Lachine and Bria an opportunity at goal was really a pivotal point for this London Pulse team.
And Jess, just on Fumi and Halimat Adio, you know them both very well. Just talk about their partnership. How good is it? At times it almost seems telepathic.
Yeah, look, they've had a long time together, but I would say this is definitely them at their best. And the reason for that is because I think Hallie is far sharper this year than I've ever seen her. I think her footwork's incredible. You can tell because she's going outside the circle with ease, which goes back to Tamsin's clips at the top of the show. Their ability to switch and positionally rotate is allowed because Hallie's more up and about this season. She's She's quicker off the mark, she's quicker to recover, and it means that they can play to each other's strengths in terms of the matchup, so they don't get mismatched, they actually play to the strength of each other. And I think for me is always great on the move. So this kind of box structure that gives freedom for that, oh God, it just like sets the world alight watching them.
And just on Fumi terms, and we know tomorrow the signing window opens, there's always so much speculation about that young lady's future. She's a wanted woman down under. There's rumours. I mean, we heard Sam Bird on your podcast this week kind of hint that she's staying. What can you tell us? Does she stay? Does she go? How long do we have her for?
No, if she doesn't go this year, I think at some point it would be good for her to go to help develop her game in a different way. And I don't mean forever. I think back in the day, players used to go, your Helen Housebys and your Geva mentors and make a whole career out of that. I don't think that needs to happen, but I think at some point, having that opportunity overseas, getting the week in, week out competition against a different style of player is so useful. And I'm sure Jess would say beneficial to the England Roses side as well. So look, if she doesn't go next year, why would she at this point? London Pulse are right where they need to be. However, I think as a personal thing to develop her game, it wouldn't be harmful if she had at least 1 or 2 seasons eventually out in SSN.
Well, as we know, London Pulse are now the 2025 Super League champions. They, of course, started the season, this new era of netball off with a huge victory at the Super Cup champions. And tonight they have written themselves into the history books, a new era of netball, as I said, a new trophy, and they have their name on it for the very first time in the history of the Netball Super League. They are going to come and receive their medals. They are going to come and lift the trophy in front of a record-breaking crowd of 10,000 people here at the iconic O2. As they walk up, it is such an important moment for each player, such an important moment for their head coach, Sam Bird. She spoke all week, in fact all season, Ebony, about belief and how important belief would be to get them over the line. But it was more than belief today, wasn't it?
It was all about a cracking performance as well. But I've been in teams where we've won the Super League, we've won Commonwealth Gold, and you can't underestimate when you've got a team who actually can believe that they can do it. They've also got evidence from it. They've won the Super Cup. They had 12 wins throughout the season, and each and every single time they've stood up for each other. And the belief carried them through today, but it's the will, the passion, the leadership from Sam Bird, the changes that happened. It really, really galvanised this London piece. We're in London, they utilise the crowd, and that belief really has carried them across the line.
Yeah, Jess, as Ebony touched on there, they finished top of the table in the regular season. Is it fair to say that the right team tonight won the Super League?
I think so, yeah. I don't think there was really ever a doubt when I watched. I loved the chess, as Sam's referred to.
Chess and strategy.
But there was just something, I never felt doubt in them. I always thought they had something to come back at anything from Loughborough tonight. And I think they are deserving of it. And to see a team get this hat-trick, I know it's not the same as the one that Loughborough were going for, but to do it from start to finish this season, I think is the thing that's been missing for London Pulse for the last 3 years. They've not been consistent enough to do what they've done today.
But they've made up for it, haven't they, with those connections, which I think is so important. As you're going to watch the trophy, watch them lift it in a second. Fumi and Hallie have been together now for about 5 years. Liz Scholes and her connection with Liv Sheen, like, you can't make up for that time. You just have to go through the process. And finally, they've got so much faith in each other, and that's what you saw today. Everything thrown at them, they responded.
I think Sam Bird described them as being overwhelmed in 2023, whereas today I think it's brilliant to see these young women just grow not only through the sport but within the community and netball, and actually come out and do something absolutely amazing.
And just on Sam Bird, she does say that Pulse have a 7 defending policy at the club. And Jess, that was on show tonight.
Absolutely, and I'm in complete agreement. I'm not sure there's a coach that isn't, by the way. It's just finding the 7 that can defend. But yeah, I think in complete agreement. And, you know, we spoke at the top of the show that Loughborough had the winners in their team. These guys haven't done it yet. They've now done it. And it was going to take the team effort from them. And you saw the likes of Darcy Everett have to step in for Hallie Adio. That wasn't a planned change. And she contributed. You saw Nicole Briat step up. Gracie Smith after half-time, just at the point when Loughborough would have been feeling like they had the wind underneath their wings, she came on and said, no way. You know, she said herself, I quote, "I love a big game," and didn't she show up today? So it was always going to require a full team performance, and they've done just that. And Sophie Kelly, whilst not on the court today, was outstanding through the season as an impact player off the bench.
Yeah, she was. Zara Everett there, the captain of London Pulse, brings the trophy down. Tamsin, how will she remember this moment?
Oh, this will be a special one for her, won't it? Captain leading this side. She's so vocal. They talk about her so highly at the club and the players too. And she was outstanding today. You know, Fumi Fidoji gets so many of the accolades, but don't underestimate the work rate of this young lady out the front. It is something to behold.
Yeah, that is something that Sam Bird also said this week, that Zara does often get overlooked for her performances. But there she is today, no doubt a happier moment, lifting the trophy in front of a huge crowd here in London. But there they go, celebrations tonight in the capital, no doubt. But history has been made under the bright lights in front of 10,000 supporters. The team built on belief, finally reaching the pinnacle. London Pulse are the 2025 Netball Super League champions for the first time ever. I have no doubt the celebrations will go long into the night. We've touched on it, the signing window does open tomorrow. Sam Bird, Ebony said in her post-match interview that she wants to hold on to every single one of her players. Realistically though, how possible is that?
I think as a player, you always obviously have that ambition just in terms of whether you can go looking elsewhere. Like Tamsin said, when we were younger, the ambition was always to go to Australia and New Zealand, but you can't discount in terms of we've been in this new era of Super League this year. We're playing in bigger, better arenas and venues. The standard of competition, especially in the second half of the season, was top notch. So these players, there's a lot to stay for, never mind look overseas. So she'll want every single one of their signatures on a piece of paper going into the signing window, because once you win the Super League once, you just want to keep going again and again. And at this club are definitely going to have successive years if they can hold as much of their talent as possible.
Absolutely, Jess. No doubt when you look at that London Pulse team, it is riddled with England internationals. How much do you, as head coach of England, enjoy sitting back and watching them celebrate this win?
Yeah, it's really lovely to watch, but it's both sides as well. You know, like there were players in that Loughborough side. I also just want to give credit to the likes of a Beth Cobden. I mean, she wasn't going down without a fight. She single-handedly tried to get them the ball that they needed. And, you know, Ella Clark, I thought, was needed tonight. She came on and she did make a difference. It wasn't enough, but look, you know, this team has been full of talent. I remember seeing Liv at an NPL tournament 6 or 7 years ago and saying if she gets in an England team, she'll stay there a long time. And I know after one of her post-match interviews, it was like she was talking at me through the screen. I got the hint, but I think, you know, the talent hasn't ever been questioned. I don't think, even in the last 3 or 4 years, in terms of what London have as a city and what Pulse have tried to do to kind of tap into that talent and harness it, I think is to be admired. And it feels like the fairy tale ending, doesn't it, for them? London-based team winning the first London O2 Arena NSL Grand Final.
Absolutely. You do have to think about the disappointment of Loughborough Lightning. They, of course, were going for a three-peat to become the first team ever to be able to achieve that. What do you think, Tamsin, would have been their biggest learnings today?
I think there's huge learnings, and when you talk about the signing window, it's not just about what your team have achieved this year, it's how you keep building. No team can stand still. So although I get the whole fact that you want to keep your group together, you have to keep constantly developing. You have to. So that might be that you keep a group together, that might be you interject a couple of people because you realise that perhaps they're aging out, or that, you know, you need a different kind of connection or a different style of play. Loughborough have to inject some youth into that squad next year. I mean, I think they've got to the point now where I'm not sure they've got much else to give, and that's no discredit to them. They're amazing. They've done incredible things, but today I thought that was lacking, and it wasn't by want. It just they didn't have that.
Ebony, you're nodding. You agree?
Yeah, I do think so. I think we've had a number of I get conversations about how experienced they are, how many caps, how many match winners they've got. But I said in commentary that we're on the cusp of a renaissance with this London Pulse team. New narratives, new personalities, new young and fresh faces, and that's what's exciting about where this league is going. And that's not to discredit in terms of the standard of performance from Loughborough Lightning. But again, I think when you've got this new era, this new blood of talent, you probably just need a little few injections of youth into that lineup just to keep it nice and fresh and exciting.
Well, they bring that hunger as well, don't they? We all played at Team Bath. I played through about 3 different regimes, and when your older ones start to age out, the new youth come through, and suddenly they bring that excitement and that edge that you perhaps didn't have before, and gave you like a new lease of life.
And the competition as well for places.
Absolutely. So it all goes hand in hand, and I think that's where Loughborough struggled today. You know, I was quite surprised that they didn't make an impact change in that mid-court, but they haven't done it all season, so then can you really do it in the big occasions? Whereas London Pulse have done that. They've trusted that because they are all young, so it's not sort of almost a shock. It's like, that's just what happens.
Okay, so the domestic season tonight comes to an end, Jess. We now all turn our attention to the international period. What can you tell us? What do we have to look forward to? I understand there will be a Horizon series, England against Jamaica. Anything else we can keep our eyes out for? Breaking news?
Nothing I can fully commit to because I'll get told off. But yeah, the Horizon series is part of a 3-year deal, so we're really looking forward to that. We'll start in Jamaica this year, come back hopefully to win the series on home soil. But there will be other series soon to be announced. So obviously we normally have 3 series a year. That's still the plan ahead of a big Commonwealth Games year, and little time to get off the back of domestic seasons like this and get ready for Glasgow. So yeah, expect some more news and some big series ahead.
Okay, so with that coming up, as you touched on, Commonwealth Games next year, do you know what your England squad looks like as we stand here tonight?
I may have an idea or two about what it might look like.
Can I give you a clue? I reckon Fumi's in it.
I reckon Liv's in it too.
Oh, but where will I play them all? You know, like, no, I think if you're doing your job well, I'm constantly writing lists of players and squads all the time. It's like my best pastime. So you have critical athletes on your list that have looked more and more likely. They strengthen their place on the plane, but we've also got to make sure we keep that door slightly ajar, because we've had brilliant surprises every year around somebody that breaks through into the team, and you've seen it through Super League. So I'd like to think that we try and give every player the best chance to shine, but we've got to start narrowing the funnel basically, and that's what the next 6 months will be.
So we've witnessed a new era of netball this year, which has absolutely delivered. As England head coach, you sit back, you must be delighted, you must be so excited in the direction that this game is going in this country.
Yeah, look, we've all wanted this for ages. I mean, we're kind of a generation behind it, so we're just all sat here jealous now. Quite, not emphasis quite, well, none of them are as old as me. But yeah, look, we're all really envious of the way in which the game's moving forward, but we're champions of it as well. You know, like, from my perspective, the quicker the better that we professionalise the league, but we also need to acknowledge it takes a little bit of time. You know, these clubs need support. We need more investment into the clubs, so the infrastructures and environments are set up to help these players succeed, and we'll be trying to do that and work all the time collaboratively with the clubs. But isn't it brilliant to know that the players are getting what they deserve? Not just the players, the staff, the clubs, the investors. When you see days like this, and we've had multiples of them in arenas this year, this is the stage that everybody deserves to be on. It's where our sport needs to be, and it's really exciting. And look, we've just graduated another 10 winners, and I'm never going to turn down a winner. So the more winners that are in a red dress, the better, because it really helps the psychological side of the game as well.
Well, brilliant stuff. Well, we might be finished here on the court tonight, but as you heard, Jess, there'll be England head coach confirmed that there will be plenty more action, international action, at the end of the year in Tamsin. Your podcast will continue next week off the court, so make sure you're tuning in for that. But my thanks to Ebony, Jess and Tamsin, and a huge congratulations to the new winners of the Netball Super League. They are the London Pulse.
Round my hometown, memories of phrase. Round my hometown, ooh, the people I've made. How the wonders of my world, how the wonders of my world, how the wonders of this world are the wonders, and
Sky Sports Plus.